we're getting ready to pull into Canters Cave. Now, the history about Canters Cave is me and my brother-in-law actually worked here 36 summers ago. So it was the summer of 1981. And we just pulled in here. And so I thought I'd kind of reminisce and point out some things. Now, up here to the right, you see this shelter house. That definitely was not there back when we were here. This was just empty fields back here. And then as we come over here and look on the left, you'll start seeing some various cabins and things, and neither were those there. So that has completely changed. Now you can see all the woods on the left. Now this is all similar, and obviously the woods on the right. I'm sure things have grown up somewhat in 36 years, but you know, most of this was here back then. Some fully grown, some not. But we're going to get up here closer to the main camp. Now right here in front of us, you can see it says 1-lane bridge, and right here's a bridge in front of us. They were actually building this bridge the same year that we were here working. That big building over there on the left, that one is new. I definitely do not recall that, so that's new. There's also some cabins around there. You won't really see them here, but they're around that building, and those cabins were there. Now this to the left is the swimming pool, and that was there, and the little playground right here past it, that was also there. So right here on the right, pretty much, that's where that used to be the parking area. We used to sit there and have lunch, and lunch consisted of peanut butter and crackers and Kool-Aid. And no, I'm not kidding you, we were that poor back in those days. Now here you can see that we've gone to the left here on this split, and this building over on the right, this is the main original lodge building. It was actually basically where they fed the kids. This was a summer camp, and so all these basically, well, kids far richer than us in those days used to come to this camp. And in this building that's now going to be to our left, like I said, that was the lodge. We used to have to, once a week on Fridays, there were 4 of us, and we had to use literally toothbrushes and get down on our hands and knees and clean that floor. And that's a huge building inside there, with a toothbrush from corner to corner in that building. And it's simply because the guy that was the boss over us, whose name is Marty Wallace was his name, and this guy was a major meathead. But anyway, this building right here to the right, this was the bathroom, this green building here. We used to have to clean that, and the gross things I can't even begin to tell you. And so that was there were a lot of bad times in that bathroom, let me tell you. And here you see, this is the side of this building, and I tell you, if you could see inside of this thing and see the size of the floor and all of that, you'd be amazed at what it took. It was literally an all-day job for 4 of us to clean this thing with toothbrushes. You know, they had buffers and all that stuff, and it was just, like I said, it was a nightmare. But now as we're driving back out again here, you see to the left, this was actually where the original parking was, and so we would park there, and we would have to mow all this grass. Was another job that we'd done, and there was a shed over there to the right where all the supplies were kept, gasoline and oil, and you know, the lawn mowers, everything. And so what we would do, just to kind of strike back a little bit, is we have to walk all the way up there to this end of the place and fill up the lawnmowers, of course, with gas, and then push them all the way back down here to the end of this road, to where the main road comes in. And we would actually mow a little bit, and then we would actually dump out the gas, just to be able to take a break and walk back up, fill them back up, and go back down again. So, you know, they did us dirty so many times. Well, we started doing them dirty. And also over to the right, which you can't see, there was an old bathroom up there and we had to fill that thing up with dirt by hand, with just shovels. And there was this big dead possum in there, and this thing was bloated up like 10 times its size, and was blue and green and all kinds of colors, and it was so gross I can't tell you. So the things that happened here was not good. It was a minimum wage job. It just lasted for the summer, and boy was I glad to see the summer of 1981 come to an end, because I've never been back here since, until I just shot this video just a few weeks ago. So now here we come out, and so the next thing I want to point out to you is right up here to the left, right there you can see that's a big barn, and I'm going to pull in there and take a look at that. But we also spent about a week or so working in this barn, cleaning this thing out. They had that thing piled with decades of junk in it, and that was another little job we had to do, was clean this thing out. And then the caretaker, you see that house on up there, on up the road, and we'll pass that in a minute. But that's where the caretaker, which virtually is the supervisor of the summer crew, that's where he gets to live. But this is the barn here, and as you can see, I've got a pretty decent shot of it. I try to pull up a little bit and just get it in view just a little bit closer. And so here we go. So there's a good view of that barn, and yeah, you can see that's definitely a two-story barn, and we had to clean that thing out from top to bottom, and like I said, there was so much stuff in there. It was just amazing. So I cannot believe what they made us do. And minimum wage back then was $3.10 an hour. And I think before the summer was out, I think they might have raised it to $3.35. And that's what we made doing that kind of work that I've just explained in this whole place. And it was just nasty. But anyways, we start up the road again here. Like I said, you see the house up there on the left, just past that tree. That's where the caretaker lived. And there is a guy that lives there now that's the caretaker, because there is a pickup up there in that driveway. It's a Dodge pickup, I believe. And that is the caretaker. And my brother-in-law was riding along with me in this. His name's Larry, and he actually knows that guy. I think he said his name was Todd. So that is the tour of Canters Cave. You can see they got these two little tent things setting up out here, so who knows what they do with that. And but that's the end of it. So that's just my reminiscence of 1981. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for listening to me.